Welcome to beautiful Fort Collins High School today for our high school contest between the Fort Collins Lambkins and the Fossil Ridge Sabercats. Sabercats coming into this one, folks, with a lot on the line, Tyler. This is an in-crosstown rivalry game. These Fort Collins Lambkins team, they want to beat them bad. Obviously not after the hot start that they were hoping. The Fort Collins Lambkins are definitely going to be one of these teams this year that's looking to get their season right back on track, and the Sabercats of Fossil Ridge provide a nice opportunity. Lambkins coming into this one, folks, at 4-7. Fossil Ridge coming in at 8-3. Should be a good game here. And on the mound today for the Lambkins is going to be number 15, Jude Miller.
Yeah, as you said, Bennett, the Fossil Ridge Sabercats really good to start the year. You know, beating some good teams. Obviously, a tough loss at Broomfield last week, but you know they've recovered, bounced back, and Fort Collins coming to this one after a rough start. They're only 4-7. They're not happy about that, and they're looking to bounce back big time against a good Fossil Ridge team in a crosstown rivalry game.
Yeah, like you said, Tyler, Fossil Ridge, one of those teams, a lot of these Front Range Conference members circle on their schedule as really a perennial powerhouse in that top three, arguably with Broomfield, Legacy, and Fossil. Sabercats coming into this one at 8-3, and this is a lot of implications for the playoffs as well. Fort Collins, one of those teams that kind of surprised a lot of people last year making it to the state playoffs, and obviously, they lost a lot of their top seniors, but this year they're back and almost better than ever with a lot of deep arms on the mound, and we're seeing that with Jude Miller here, the lefty starting today. The junior coming in at 5'9", but at the end of the day, Jude Miller's going to have to get off to a hot start against number 9, Shane Crow. Shane Crow leads off for the Sabercats. Again, Crow, one of those hot bats that's been consistent all year for him at the plate. He'll take the first pitch from Miller. Miller fires home. Crow swings and fouls that one back. It'll be 0-1. Beautiful day for baseball here, Tyler. A little bit of a brisk wind coming out of the northwest. And at the end of the day, not a lot else you can ask for besides sun here in beautiful Colorado.
No, it's beautiful out here today.
As Crow swings through that one, it'll be 0-2. Crow coming into this one, boasting a .343 average and a .444 on base percentage. So Crow, one of those leadoff guys the Sabercats can really count on for just getting on base quite a bit as Crow fouls that one back. Doing a nice job fighting is the young man.
Down behind 0-2 here, he'll look to get a ball or foul some more off, keep fighting at the plate.
Yeah, if you're a Sabercat fan, anything in play is going to be huge for Shane Crow, again, especially on the road, trying to get those nerves settled. Crow's going to foul that one back. It'll go splash into the pond. And as Crow has 0-2 on Jude Miller, we should note, folks, Fort Collins had a little bit of a successful, a little bit of an oddity last week against Broomfield, taking Broomfield deep into the 7th inning with the lead and eventually losing that one to the Eagles. But nonetheless, it was a resilient effort from Fort Collins being able to take Broomfield that deep into a ball game. And frankly, I mean, I think if you're a Lambkin, an 8-9 loss to Broomfield is nothing to shake your head at as the 1-2 comes to Shane Crow. It'll be taken just low. A nice eye from Shane Crow there. We'll have 2-2. Tyler, what do you think Crow's got to do here? Just get the ball in play and get the Sabercats?
Obviously 2-2 count, so he's just got to, you know, stay inside on the plate and just swing if it's in the zone, just make contact.
Certainly Miller's 2-2 grounded in the hole. It'll get by. Oh, nice play there by the shortstop. Not going to be in time. Shane Crow will get a single.
Nice hit by Shane Crow. Stood in there. Down 0-2. Managed to fight back with some fouls. Got some good balls there, and nice ground ball. Gets past the third baseman.
Yeah, and here's Owen Morgan, the shortstop today, batting second. And like you said, Tyler, nice job there from Crow, just really just using his bat and waiting and working the count. That's what you want to see out of your leadoff guy, working a lot of pitches, getting some action for the Fossil Ridge Sabercats. And as he grounds that one into the third base shortstop hole, they weren't quite able to come up with it in time, and we'll have Shane Crow on first base. Owen Morgan looks on from Miller. Miller fires home. Strike on the outside corner there. That one just caught it, and Morgan will be down 0-1.
Nice pitch by Miller there. Looked like it was going to be outside, but he managed just to find the corner.
And as the wind picks up here from Fort Collins High School, Miller will look on to Morgan. As Miller fires home. Morgan sends that one out in. It's going to get over the outfielder's head. This could be extra bases, and it will be. Nice piece of hitting there from Owen Morgan, driving that one into right field, and it'll be a double for Owen Morgan. Nice piece of hitting, moves Shane Crow over to third base, and we'll have 2 runners in scoring position for the captain, number 13, Sam Pease.
That was an absolute seed off the bat. If it weren't for the wind, that one was gone.
Certainly there. It looks like it's about 335 out there in right field, and Morgan almost got all of that one and almost left. But nonetheless, Sabercats certainly going to take a double here with 2 runners on and no away for Sam Pease. The formidable power bat, especially facing left-handed pitching, has had a lot of success this year.
Hit a grand slam earlier.
Pease takes that one outside. It'll be 1-0.
Yeah, two very different games against Broomfield for these teams. Fossil, obviously, a big-time loss. Went down, I think, 12-0 early. That was not pretty, but Collins, kept him close.
Definitely, as Sam Pease drives that one into center field. But unfortunately, right at the center fielder, we'll have a tag opportunity from Shane Crow. Shane Crow runs home. He'll be up easy. 1-0 SaberCats. And a nice job there from Sam Pease, just really doing his job, putting that ball in the outfield, scoring the runner from third, and Shane Crow. And SaberCats up 1-0 early. And we'll have one away here for the 4-hole, Easton Miller. Miller also doing the pitching today for the SaberCats. Another one of those captains on this team, and he'll have a runner on second base. He can try to knock home here to help himself out on the mound.
Miller, the Air Force commit.
He'll look on Miller. We'll have Miller on Miller here from Fort Collins High School. Morgan dances to second base, forces Jude Miller to step off and check. Miller does a nice no-look pickoff move, and Morgan's back in safely. We'll look back to Miller on Miller here at home with one away. Jude Miller fires home, and Easton Miller takes that one high. Once again, a little bit shorter of a field here today for the SaberCats to play from against their home SaberCat field. Plays about 385 to center, so SaberCats have a little bit more room and a little bit more wiggle room for Easton Miller to hopefully drive someone out of here and pad those stats against the Fort Collins Lambkins. As Miller fouls that one back, it'll be 1-1. Morgan doing a lot of dancing on second base, trying to stir up a little commotion from Jude Miller. Again, Jude Miller, the junior pitcher listed at 5'9" on our rosters, is certainly trying to get comfortable here against the SaberCat team, but with the hot bats, it's hard to settle in.
Yep, Easton Miller hitting 344, almost 350 on the season, so he's a tough out right here. But with a guy on second, one out, you're going to have to get him out.
Yeah, and Morgan breaks for third. It'll be fired over there, and Morgan will slide in there. Oh, he's called out. Boy, I thought Morgan had that one over there, but he'll be caught stealing there. A nice throw from the catcher. Again, that's number 2, Dylan Rubenstein. Rubenstein makes a nice play over to third base, gets the out at Morgan, and just like that, it's 2-1 with 2 away and no runners on.
Good toss from Rubenstein, but maybe Easton Miller could have done a little more to stand in front of the throw.
Certainly there, kind of let him have that one as Miller drives that one into the gap. This is going to go past the outfielder. It's going to mean extra bases for Miller. Miller comes to second base. He'll pull up lame. And a nice double there from Easton Miller. He'll call for time, and a nice piece of hitting there. Would have loved to have that drive home a run there. I mean, I love the aggressive base running there from Owen Morgan and the call from Brandon Wakefield over at third base. But at the end of the day, with the power bat of Miller, I don't see why you take the runner off the pond there, just knowing that there's one away. Because now we got 2 away, and Easton Miller second base for number 10, Breck Benedict.
Yep, same spot with another out there. You got to expect playing on Miller, maybe driving one in. So.
Yeah, definitely here. And as Benedict looks on, he's going to try to do something here to extend his SaberCat lead. And Miller not known to be a speedster, but he'll be going on anything in the play with 2 away.
Yep, and you could see on that last hit with the grass, struggling to go in the spring with some late snowfall. It just keeps rolling when you get into the outfield.
Yeah, and that'll play definitely into Benedict's hand here, batting 250 on the year. We'll see if we can extend that here as they pick up second base. Easton Miller dives in safely. Kind of got tangled up with the shortstop there, but Miller dives back in nonetheless. And as Benedict looks on from Miller, Miller fires home. Benedict grounds one up to the pitcher. Off the glove, he slips. He'll fire over to first base and get the out. So SaberCats put up 1 in the top of the first. Nice job there on the road, just getting something going on the board. Scoring first, always something big to be on the road. And now we'll see what Easton Miller can do to help himself out here on the mound. Try to just carve through these Lambkin bats. And, kind of what we saw the Lambkins last week against Broomfield is they got a lot of runs early on in that ball game and tried to hold on to it. So if Miller can kind of shut them down early, I think the SaberCats can keep doing what they've been doing well all season, which has been holding on to leads.
Yep, Easton Miller, like you said, excellent pitcher. And with the 1-0 lead for the SaberCats, they'll feel like that was a pretty decent first half of the inning. And
certainly there. And I mean, unfortunately, Miller kind of got that RBI taken away from him there on that Owen Morgan caught stealing play. Bang play at third base. Almost thought Morgan slid into there safely, but unfortunately, third base umpire disagreed, and SaberCats just up 1. Miller on the year has been the most prominent pitcher for the SaberCats, getting the most innings with 17.2. I'd like to show you folks, we got a graphic here of Easton Miller's performance so far this season. As you can tell, he's really just been electric, been one of those outs that's been really consistent for the SaberCats. As you can see, boasting a 2.77 ERA with 23 Ks. Miller is definitely something to watch today.
Yep, Miller definitely brings the heat to the game here. Throws really hard. You know, tough to hit him, but...
Yeah, as we see the curveball come out from Miller. Miller fires that home, and Miller's the kind of guy who sits upper 80s, maybe even touches low 90 on a good day. So for the Lambkins to get through him, they're definitely going to have to get something in play. Miller comes in with a 1-1 record with a save recorded on the year. Well, the issue for Miller has been the control, been the walks he's given up. I mean, obviously, you'd love to see the young man throwing as hard as he does, but when he's getting free passes to first base, that's when the SaberCats have had a little bit of struggles on the mound. But for Miller to start hot, he's going to have to get past number 19 for the Lambkins.
Yep, many a pitcher, young, promising pitchers have struggled with their control and, you know, not lived up to their potential. So, obviously something Miller's been working on this year, but obviously going to play baseball at Air Force next year, it's something he'll be working on for a long time. Tough to master.
Yeah, and actually 2 years on that commitment. So Miller's just a junior, so it's still quite a bit of time to develop here. And as we get the Lambkins coming up to the plate here, we will have the bottom of the first. And as Andy Fordyce comes in, wearing number 19 today, listed as number 1 on our rosters, the senior at 5'10", will take the first pitch on from Miller. Miller fires that one home for a strike, and a nice job there from Miller getting ahead early in the count.
Right on the inside corner, had him scared, still hit the strike zone.
40 swings through that one and fouls that one back. And something to note, Tyler, I mean, this Fort Collins team, I don't know if they're really used to the velocity of Houston Millers. You kind of see some crowd in the play. They're backing off a little bit now after Miller's been pounding the inside corner. 0-2 coming here. Slider doesn't quite grab that part of the zone. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah.
Andy Fordyce, a senior, leading off for the Lambkins team. A lot of speed out of the left side of the box. We'll see if he can try to do something to get his Lambkins team on base. As that one is a little bit of chin music there. It'll be 2-2.
90-mile-per-hour fastball is pretty scary when it's heading right towards you, and the wind at his back, Miller's probably pitching a little bit faster today.
Certainly, and as Miller looks on here, he'll fire home. It'll be outside. Sam Pease can't do anything about that one. It'll be 3-2. And again, you know, like we said, those free passes have been costing Miller all year, so if he can just try to get someone in the zone here and make Fordyce try to hack at something or get caught looking, SaberCats will be cooking. Here's the 3-2. Fordyce pops that one sky high to Polanski over at first base. Polanski makes the play. It'll be 1 away. Nice job from Easton Miller getting that first out of the inning, and a nice play by Polanski camping out under that one and getting the out for the SaberCats.
Strong at-bat from Fordyce there. Looked a little rattled on the first pitch and went down 0-2, but he fought back full count and made contact there. Unfortunately for him, he flew out to first base, but way to hang in there. And
here is one of the most prominent bats for the Lambkins. This is number 13, Sean Toger. Toger certainly going to be a commit somewhere. It's just a matter of where and when. The junior has had a lot of success at the dish and plays third base quite well as well. So for Miller to stay cooking, he's going to have to get past Sean Toger. And Toger on our rosters listed at 6'2", the junior, and at 205 pounds, he's got a very powerful bat. Then Miller's going to keep everything down in the zone to try to counteract that as Toger grounds that one to second baseman. Moran makes the play on it, fires over to Polanski, will up 2 away. Nice job from Moran there, keeping his body behind that ball, knocking it down, and gets the out over at first base in Polanski.
Catcher Rubenstein up now for the Lambkins.
Yeah, and Rubenstein been one of those consistent kind of catalysts for the Lambkins this year. The freshman making the varsity squad and filling in for that absence of junior Max Bronson, who went down with a knee injury in his hockey season this season. And we see Rubenstein stepping up and really playing well, filling into this 3-hole quite well.
Very impressive, batting third in the lineup as a freshman. What a talent.
Yeah, we kind of saw Max Bronson as a sophomore last year, having a lot of success against Fort Collins High School. And now we see if Rubenstein can do the same out of the catcher position, he'll have to do 1-2 to Easton Miller. We might see that Max Bronson bat as a pinch hitter today, folks, after talking with Bronson. But he's still battling that knee injury quite a bit, not able to catch. And frankly, not even quite DH, he's used as a pinch hitter pretty sparingly. And as we'll have the 2-2 coming here to Rubenstein, Miller will try to get out of this inning. Miller looks out in the windup. He will fire home. Just on the outside corner there, he'll have 3-2. So Miller, yet another 3-2 count here. We'll see if he can come up big and deliver that strike pitch just like last time. Wind picks up here as Miller fires home. That one's grounded to Moran again. Moran will field that one. Bobbles it a little bit. Fires over Polanski. Bang, bang, play. And it gets by Polanski. He'll be safe. And Moran did a nice job knocking that one down, but might have rushed the throw a little bit over to first base on that close throw, and Polanski wasn't able to react in time, and will get by him. And that one's going to get scored in air. And Miller visibly a little upset after that one, as he thought he was out of that inning. And the Lambkins will get another chance here with Easy Campos coming up playing first base.
And a cleanup hit, 2 outs, man on first. It's a tough position, but we'll see what he can do with it. Moran obviously looked like the ball took a little bit of a funky hop there and couldn't get it to Planinsky on target.
And the 6-foot senior Easy Campos, definitely one of those powerful bats on the Fort Collins roster, and out of the cleanup spot definitely has a lot of pop that can try to strengthen this Fort Collins lineup. As Miller will look on here 0-1, he'll have to deal with Rubenstein over at first base. Rubenstein as a catcher, not known to be a big steal threat. He'll just be dancing over there a little bit out of the 3-hole. And Campos swings through that one. It'll be 0-2.
As a right-handed pitcher, Miller looks away from first base, so a little bit of a dangerous position here, but obviously Rubenstein not the fastest guy ever, so they're not too worried about that.
Certainly, and as Miller fires home, here it'll be the 0-2. That one's on the outside corner of the plate, just a little bit out, and Campos will take that one. We'll have 1 and 2. A little bit of a brisk and windy day here from Fort Collins High School, folks. We appreciate you tuning in. Sabercat Sports coverage of Fossil Ridge baseball, as Miller will fire home here on his 1-2. Grounds up. Oh, that one's going to get lined into the outfield there. Misread that one. It'll go all the way to the wall. Rubenstein will get sent home from third. Could have a play at the plate. Moran's going to fire home. He'll slide in, but just behind the throw of Moran. It'll be a 1-1 ball game. A nice piece of hitting there from Campos, driving that double into the right field, center field gap. And just like that, we have a tie ball game here. Miller did a nice job locating that pitch, but a better job by Campos on that 1-2 count, just really driving that ball where it was pitched, and does a nice job there getting that double to tie up the game for his Lambkins.
Yep, we do apologize for our previous comments on Rubenstein's speed. Made it all the way from first back to home here, easily beating the tag. Yeah,
nice job from the young man. I mean, he got a nice jump with the 2-out knock there. You could tell he was going off contact, and that kind of helped quite a bit there, getting him from first all the way to home. And as Miller looks on with the runner in scoring position here, he'll fire home on his 1-0. Moran pulls off the bag here. Number 3, Rocco Harmon grounds on over to third base. Shane Crow fires over to first base. Polanski gets the out. And first base coach over at Fort Collins, Tag Lane, visibly frustrated at Harmon's kind of grounding that ball over to the third baseman pretty weakly. But nonetheless, the Sabercats do a nice job getting out of the inning, and we have a 1-1 ball game here. Each team putting up a run. Tyler, what do you think the Sabercats need to do to kind of stretch this lead out and try to just build on what they had in the first inning?
Well, not get caught doing, some of those not smart plays they had with the looked like it was
Owen Morgan steal.
Yeah, Owen Morgan getting caught stealing. That was not a positive play for the Sabercats. Took away a potential run there, as Easton Miller had a double right after. So, just playing smart baseball, getting some contact. It looks like Tyler Kubat maybe first, or looks like he's on deck right now. So some big bats obviously still to come in this inning. So Sabercats, up and down the order have some power and can really hit well.
And Tyler, I'd argue they have one of the better benches as well. Kevin Hamilton and Charles Colinello definitely come to mind as well. Charles Colinello, especially, we saw him in that Arvada West game, had a lot of pop off his bat in his first AB of the season, drove that ball way into the outfield. And, I think the Sabercats, if they get deep into this ball game, they have a lot of people to rely on their bench that they can potentially lean on for some extra insurance runs.
Yep, Kevin and Charles, some good hitters. They got some strong bats. When they get in there, they can play well, Speaks to the depth of the Sabercat team. Another thing about Kevin and Charles is they're actually both former Qdoba employees. Used to work with them. They're excellent burrito folders. They really got it down.
Yeah, we always love those fun facts here on today's broadcast. But as we get back to baseball here, we'll have number 18, Tyler Kubat. The D1 football commit to Lindenwood University. He can swing it as well at the dish, and we'll see Kubat. He'll face Jude Miller. Kubat was taking that one all the way. It'll be 0-1. We saw Jude Miller do a nice job of kind of locating those balls on the inside part of the plate to those righties. As a left-handed pitcher, the righties have a little bit more time to pick up the ball, so a nice job from Miller. I'll tip my cap to him on that one as Kubat rifles down to the shortstop there. Big bang play over at first base, and it'll be safe over at first base. A nice job there, and we give you another angle at first base there, folks. Nice job from Tyler Kubat using his legs. to beat that one out there. And Sabercats something cooking here.
Kubat shows some of that signature speed to, get to first base on a little bit of a soft or a hard hit ground ball. Fumbled by the shortstop, but still quite the run to get there on time.
Yeah, you see Kubat use those wheels in the fall to escape the pocket, and here he does that one, just get down to first base, gets a nice job to give Polanski something to work with here. Polanski gets down 0-1 on Jude Miller. Once again, Andy Fortsey, he made a nice play on that ball, but it was kind of hit pretty much rifled at him from Kubat and wasn't quite able to come up with that one clean as Kubat beats that one out. Polanski will have his 0-2 pitch here coming. And with the 1-1 ball game, Polanski comes in the big spot. And as Polanski looks on to Miller, Miller will step off there. Certainly Kubat over at first base is definitely a lingering threat, as we saw in the last inning. People can go first to home quite easily with the dead grass in the outfield. As Polanski takes away some of that plate by crouching in, he'll take the 0-2. Swing through that one. That'll be a strikeout on Polanski. Jude Miller picks up his first K of the day, and Sabercats have one away.
3 pitches there for Jensen Polanski. He's not going to be happy about that one. Something to work on as he goes forward. Not every at-bat's going to go well.
Certainly, but that's something you got to go and battle through as number 14, Mason Griffin, comes up for the Sabercats. Griffin been one of those bats all year that's been pretty consistent in getting on base, as he'll take the lefty-on-lefty matchup from Miller. Miller picks over to first base. Kubat walks back in safely. We talk a lot about the young success of the Sabercats, and there's nothing different there than with the sophomore Mason Griffin, listed at 6'2" this season. Done a nice job getting on base. 423 is his on-base percentage, so definitely doing a nice job there. Also batting .348, I will add.
Yeah, great player, Mason Griffin. Really good at hanging in there late in the count and just sticking through.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Griffin's one of those people who really likes to work the count, get into deep 3-2 counts, and really battles well from there. As Kubat gets picked over at first base, he'll dive back in safely. Miller kind of has that slow pick-off move. I think he's just kind of trying to let Kubat know that he's there.
Yep, Kubat doesn't look too intent on stealing. Obviously taking just a pretty average leadoff, but he's fast. You never know what can happen.
Oh, and that one gets the back of Mason Griffin. Does a nice job wearing that one. He'll trot down to first base there. Looks like the young man's going to be okay, so you love to see that as a baseball fan here. And now the Sabercats have a little something cooking here with Ethan Moran, the 9-hole now coming up here with first runners on first and second with one away.
Not a good pitch. Catches the backside of him, and he didn't even really have to turn that far to get hit in the back. That was way inside. So
yeah, we talk a lot about that lefty-on-lefty matchup, Tyler, and I think you kind of saw that in play there. Miller kind of let that pitch fly a little bit lefty-on-lefty. He never quite broke back onto the part of the plate, and Mason Griffin just kind of turns and wears that one. And now Moran almost gets pegged there. It'll be 1-0.
Runners on first and second, 1 out. So Sabercats got a good chance to score on this one, and you'll see what can happen.
Moran's been doing a nice job all year for the Sabercats, turning the lineup around in the 9 spot. Moran is coming in batting .343 as he swings through that one. It'll be 1-1. But going back to that, Moran's his role in the 9 hole is really just kind of spark the top of the order by giving him something to work with on base. And we'll see if Moran can try to do that here with runners on first and second and 1 away.
Moran just has to not get out here.
As Moran squares around to bunt, he'll lay that one down to the pitcher. Jude Miller, yeah, he has no option. He'll fire over to first base. A smart play there from Miller. He'll get the out on Moran, but Moran does a job and gets runners over to second and third. We'll have 2 in scoring position here for number 9, Shane Crow. Getting the second ups of the day. We'll see if Shane Crow can try to replicate his quality at bat in that first inning.
Nice bunt right there by Moran. Lays it down right to the pitcher. Allows runners from second and third to get in before he can make the throw. Can't obviously get to first, but advances 2 runners now. 2 runners in scoring position for the leadoff, Shane Crow.
Yeah, did a nice job scoring that one around late, and he'll take the sacrifice on that one, so doesn't hurt any of the stats there. That's what you love to see out of the young man Moran. Really a selfless play laying down that bunt. And now we'll have Shane Crow here with the 0-1 count. He'll look on to Miller. And as Miller looks on, he'll step off. Again, this is a pretty pressured position here with 2 away and 2 runners on. And Sabercats trying to regain that lead after the 4 Collins answered in the bottom of the first.
Yep, and the lefty Miller cannot see either of the base runners.
And I think the base runners are aware that one's going to splash back into the pond. But like we see a big lead over on third from Tyler Kubat. I mean, he knows he really can get quite a bit with that backside of Miller being faced towards him. And, I mean, again, knowing that Kubat can't go anywhere, I think Miller's going to give it that to him all day.
Yep. And you can see Kubat trying to lead in a direct line between the catcher and Shane Crow. So, you know, even if he tries to make the throw, somebody's hopefully in his way.
And Crow fouls that one off his body there. I'm sure that one didn't feel great, but he does a nice job fighting it off. It'll be 0-2.
Miller hanging in there tough. 0-2. Sabercats could really use a base hit right here.
And something to know with Jude Miller, I mean, we kind of seen him turning and trying to look at that Kubat speed over at third base. I mean, something to keep in mind, he's only allowed to turn with his head, and sometimes as he's taking peeks over there, his shoulders move a little bit there. So that'll be something for field umpires to take a look at. I mean, we don't want to see any box in play here.
Yeah, this is really one of those games in a game that you lose with the pitch clock that the Major League Baseball has implemented this season. Is a lot of pickoff moves and looks here.
Yeah, it definitely changes the pace of play here in high school baseball. As Shane Crow fouls off it again, we'll have 0-2. A lot of strikes being thrown from Jude Miller today is what I've been seeing, and Miller does a nice job pounding the zone and really forcing these Sabercat hitters to take hacks at something, which they did very successfully in the last inning, which we saw in a couple doubles.
Yep, Sabercats high-powered offense, so dangerous to pitch in the zone to them, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
As Crow lines that one, might get into the right center gap. It looks like the right fielder's going to camp under it, and he'll make the play. So Sabercats aren't going to score after that leadoff knock from Tyler Kubat. Shane Crow flies out to end the inning, and we'll have our 1-1 score remaining here as we head to the bottom of the second. We appreciate you tuning in to today's contest, folks. Once again on the SaberCat Sports Baseball Network. We'll be right back. And as we'll head back here to live action, Easton Miller will take the bump once again for the Sabercats here. Sam Pease fires down to second base. And we'll have baseball once again from Fort Collins High School. Now batting for the Fort Collins Lambkins going to be number 15, leading off the pitcher, Jude Miller. Leading off second half of the inning is Miller, and he'll try to help himself out here and get something started here for the Lambkins in the bottom half of the second inning. You know, Tyler, I think on paper, the Sabercats really have a lot more top-end talent than these Fort Collins Lambkins team, but you know, you notice in sports, when you play these in-town matchups, anything can happen. And we're starting to see that here early with the 1-1 tie here as we get a little bit of cloud cover here from the Sabercats contest here at Fort Collins. Jude Miller will look on from Easton Miller. It'll be 0-1. Miller fires home that once again. That slider doesn't quite catch out a part of the plate, but kind of sends a message to Miller there that he's going to get dazzled with a lot of pitches today.
Miller versus Miller, we saw the same matchup in the first inning. Easton Miller won, getting a double. As
Jude Miller spins that one over to Polanski over at first base, makes the nice play and gets the out. Miller, it looks like he really ripped that one hard off the bat, but it kind of spun into the ground and went right into the glove of Jensen Polanski. We'll have one away. Nice job from Miller again, getting that leadoff out.
Easton Miller takes the second battle of the Millers. He'll be pretty happy with that one. One out, nobody on for the Sabercats. Way to start the inning by Easton Miller. Looks like it's going to be number 12, Chase Demler, up to bat for the Fort Collins Lambkins.
Definitely, that one grounded to the third base side. Going to be a tough play for Shane Crow. He'll charge on, fire over to first base, and get the out. Nice job from Shane Crow there. Charges in hard, fires over to Polanski, gets the out, and Sabercats left two away quick here.
Good toss from Shane Crow.
And Gio Macaroni will step in for the Lambkins. Again, kind of trying to turn around this order here in the bottom half of the second inning with 2 away. Miller does a nice job attacking there. He'll have 0-1.
Miller looks like he's feeling it on the mound today, throwing hard, finding the corner, and feeling great.
And to see the Fossil Ridge JV team starting to arrive around the field here, folks. We got a pretty good turnout here at Fort Collins High School here for a great day of baseball. And we're happy to be bringing this one to you here with the 1-1 count from Easton Miller, fired home. Ooh, look, he almost took an offer at that one. Umpire signal for foul ball. It looks like we'll have 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think it just hit his bat as he was checking his swing.
Yeah, Macaroni looked like he was kind of just trying to check his swing, maybe even pull the bat back, but it looks like in that effort to hit the bat with a foul ball. 1-2 count here from Miller. This is where Miller really likes to bring out that curveball and dazzle a lot of hitters here, as we'll see him get into the windup. As Macaroni will get set, here will be the 1-2 from Miller. Miller fires home. That one's going to be skied into right field. Right fielder going back on that one. He's going to speed up. That one's going to get down. And a little bit of a misjudged ball there from the right fielder. It's going to be a triple for Macaroni. And Gino Macaroni makes it all the way over to third base and does a nice job really hitting where the SaberCats weren't on a kind of a lazy fly ball, I would argue. Into right field, just gets over the right fielder's head there. And just like that, the SaberCats have a runner to deal with over at third base.
Yeah, you know, that was not a good play from the right fielder there. Just let it get past him. Just didn't have the speed to get back to that one. Miller shouldn't be happy right now. You know, looked like he was about ready to put the inning away, and now he's got a guy in scoring position on third base.
Definitely now, and as Oliver Stanovich now heads up here for the Lambkins in the 9 spot, he'll try to get something here as he chokes up on the bat, you know, trying to combat that velocity of Easton Miller, and he can't do so. So far, it's 0-2.
Easton Miller, obviously a tough pitcher to handle, so we'll see if he can, you know, drive home this run.
And Macaroni looking on from third base. You got to think any ball past Sam Pease, Macaroni's going to be breaking for home. So, you know, the pitcher-catcher duo we talk about a lot in baseball. It's going to be important for them to keep everything in front of them.
You just saw there, pretty outside pitch. Nice play by Sam Pease to bring it down.
1-2 pitch there. That one's fired outside. Another nice job keeping that ball in front of him from Sam Pease. Miller will have the 2-2. Coming here to Stanovich.
Sam Pease now basically saved a run 2 different times, so he's playing really well at the catcher today. He's going to be important in this at-bat. And as Stanovich looks on from Miller, he'll have to do the 2-2. Pitch from Miller is once again high and outside. He'll have 3-2. A nice job from Stanovich working this count to full. And as the crowds continue to pour in here, as school's getting out at Fort Collins High School, we've got a great contest here and something cooking here for the Lambkins in the bottom of the second inning. 3-2 count from Miller. He'll look on to Stanovich. Stanovich swings that bat. It'll go into foul territory and get out of play. Bounces on the concrete there, and just like that, we'll do the 3-2 once again. As the crowd continues to roll in here, it really makes you wonder why they started the game at 3:30 while everyone was in school.
Yeah, definitely something to play into here. Luckily, the weather's been pretty nice today, so we'll see if that keeps up here as Miller brings the 3-2 home. Swings and a miss. Nice job from Easton Miller humming that fastball on the inside part of the plate, getting the out, and the Lambkins and the SaberCats will remain tied at 1 apiece. We'll head to the top of the third.
Beautiful fastball just ripped past Stanovich. Miller gets out of the inning. 4 batters, 3 outs. So just the lone triple for the Lambkins in that inning.
Yeah, and obviously we thought the Lambkins might try to do something with that triple. I mean, they come in with 2 outs. Stanovich wasn't able to really get anything going there. And a nice piece of hitting from the Lambkins getting that triple in play, but weren't able to capitalize on it, and we'll head to the top half of the third inning with the SaberCats. We'll try to regain that lead.
Yep, looks like Jude Miller coming back out to pitch again for the Lambkins. Sorry. Looks like that may be Sean Toger. Sorry about that one, guys. New pitcher for the Lambkins warming up. Yeah, this one's going to be the right-hander, Sean Toger. Sean Toger, again, like we said, one of those prominent arms for the Lambkins that, I mean, he can do it at the plate, he can do it in the field, and he can do it on the mound. Sean Toger is really just a velocity-based arm that really can dazzle you with a lot of velocity on that fastball, the 4-seam and the 2-seam, but also has a solid off-speed in his slider and his changeup along with the curveball. So a 5-pitch mix from Toger will really make him tough to hit for the SaberCats. And as the SaberCats try to regain that lead, up first for the SaberCats, once again, it'll be number 22. That is Owen Morgan. We saw Morgan have a lot of success in his last at-bat, driving that double to the wall. So we'll see if we can try to replicate that here. But this time it'll have to be off the right-handed arm of Sean Toger.
And we kind of see a little bit of Brewers inspiration there with the Fort Collins Lambkins going with the opener route. We saw the Brewers have a lot of success there in the 2017 playoff run, and it looks kind of like we're seeing some similar action here from the Fort Collins Lambkins as Toger comes in here to try to shut down the SaberCat bats here. He'll have to face the lefty, Owen Morgan.
Yep, Tampa Bay Rays also known to institute the opener strategy, you know, get the top of the order down and then bring a new pitcher in.
You got to respect it there as Owen Morgan drives that one into center field. Looks like the center field can try to make a beat on it. And he will make the play for the out. So Morgan will fly out to the center fielder there. A nice play and a nice piece of hitting, but nonetheless, SaberCat's going to be charged with one out here early. Sam Pease will come up here and try to turn this inning around.
Sam Pease catching for the SaberCats today.
And, you know, all day we say Sam Pease is the kind of guy to have light tower power, and we'll see if that's the same thing here as he swings through that fastball. Sam Pease also a D1 commit to the University of Northern Colorado over here in Greeley, so we'll see if Sam Pease can try to really prove his worth here in a key spot here in the top of the third. As that one's fired outside of the plate, it'll be 1-1. The wind continues to blow in here from center field at Fort Collins High School, and once again, Sam Pease will look on. And a dazzling off-speed slider there really freezes Sam Pease. He'll be down 1-2. But, you know, Tyler, we mentioned this a lot. The ability for these high school teams to have an ace pitcher that they can bring in and rely on is really going to be huge. As Togger fires home, and Sam Pease swings through that one. It'll be 2 away, and Togger working quickly here. He's already got 2 away.
Wind picking up here in favor of the pitchers. That's going to be tough for these batters, but you never know what can happen as wind can kind of throw off your delivery a bit.
Yes, certainly a velo boost for these pitchers here as Easton Miller, the pitcher, looks on to Sean Togger. Miller grounds that one foul down the first base line, and wind really starting to be a factor here as even jerseys are getting blown down on the field. We will have the 0-1.
You know, Toger's actually an interesting player to bring in here. The right-handed pitcher is, you know, the first 3 batters for the SaberCats in this inning are all right-handers, so that may have been what the Fort Collins manager is trying to do.
Well, you know, I wouldn't go that far. Owen Morgan is a lefty and leading off there, so I think this was more a move just going to that ace. And as we see Easton Miller checking in here, again, this is that righty-on-righty matchup you talk about, Tyler. This is probably what they're looking for as Togger looks on 0-2. He will fire on the outside corner of the plate. Easton Miller tried the same thing in his own debut. He knows better. He'll hold back. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah, with Jude Miller exiting the game, that means we've seen the last of the Miller versus Miller duels for the time being. So
Miller's going to sky that one into the outfield. Looks like he can get in the left center gap, and it will. Miller hits another one to the wall. That's going to be a double. He'll pull up. But a nice piece of 2-out hitting there from Easton Miller. Hits another 2-out double. And the SaberCats have something cooking here with 2 away. A little bit of a 2-out rally. We'll bring up Breck Benedict once again with the runner in scoring position.
Breck Benedict had a little bit of a weak ground ball on the his last at-bat. Went straight to first base. So we'll see if he can bring Easton Miller home here. He's taking off the pads and getting ready to run here. Running on anything with 2 outs. Easton Miller obviously stranded last time he got onto second base. SaberCats don't want that to happen again as they're, you know, tied 1-1 in this 3rd inning.
Not at all. And as Togger looks on, I mean, he was kind of cooking there, and the guy even got up 0-2 on Easton Miller, but I think that bat kind of got away from him there as Miller did a nice job driving that one into the gap. As Benedict looks on here, trying to get that Miller run home from second. Nice pitch there from Togger, but it's going to be just outside. He'll have a 1-0 count.
This will be a fun battle to watch. Breck Benedict, a pitcher himself, you know, really good player. Small strike area, and he'll look to get a hit here.
Benedict drives that one into center field, but unfortunately right at center fielder. We'll call it a line out. Benedict visibly unhappy after that one, and did a nice piece of hitting there, but he's going to get stranded at second. Miller will strand at second base, and he'll have to go back up to the mound with that tie remaining at 1 apiece.
Almost found the gap there, but not quite. 3 outs for the SaberCats in the 3rd inning, and they'll look to the 4th here as
bottom 3rd here, Tyler, bottom 3rd.
Bottom of the 3rd, yep. We'll see who comes out pitching for the SaberCats. If it's Easton Miller again, does look that way for now.
Yeah, I would assume nothing else, Tyler. I mean, I think Easton Miller is that quality arm again. Like we said, they're going to try to rely on here to go deep into this ballgame. I know Breck Benedict is planning to be in the bullpen here in relief, so the SaberCats really putting their best foot forward here against the Lambkins.
Yep, crosstown rivalry, and you got to win this one. So all the aces out.
Certainly. I mean, and you talk about crosstown rivalries meaning a lot here. Lambkin's coming in at 4-7. Sabercats coming in at 8-3. But regardless, Sabercats having a lot of success this season, but that's kind of all goes away when you get into these crosstown rivalries. Anything can happen, and anything is possible here on the baseball field. And that's part of the beauty of sports, is we get to see two schools with quite different backgrounds, especially in the baseball world. Not a lot of, you see like college commits, not a lot of scout dazzlers on this Fort Collins Lambkins team, with the exception of Sean Togger and Max Bronson. But nonetheless, I mean, you see the Sabercats in a tough and close ball game here, 1-1, and really they know they have to put their best foot forward because Collins is going to bring it every year.
Yep, Sabercats have so much talent on this roster, but over the last few years they've kind of just, struggled to put it together into an excellent team. But, that means they really have the potential to beat anyone on any day, and when they're playing well, they play really, really well.
Certainly, and you got to think 3 different head coaches in those 3 years plays into that as well. I mean, we saw them move through Scott Mossy, and last year with Coach Modelmog, and this year we're moving on to Coach Ted Berquist, who was called up from the assistant role on the squad. I mean, the Sabercats have really had a lot of faces at the head of the program, but I think this year Coach Berquist has done a nice job getting the Sabercats off to a hot start, and currently the Sabercats sitting in 11th in the state right now, so nothing to really hang their hats at, and I think a solid crosstown rivalry win against Collins here would definitely do a lot to boast that. And as Easton Miller tries to pick up where he left off, he'll have to face the Fort Collins bats. Again, this is going to be number 1 on our roster, 19. This is Andy Fordy, the leadoff hitter. Fordyce will look on here as Miller kind of waits for that wind to calm down here, and the third base line to get checked on from home plate umpire. He'll look on. We'll be ready to play some baseball here. We have live action as Miller fires home just on the outside corner of the plate to Fordyce. It'll be 1-0. Wind pretty consistently blowing in from center field here, picking up off and on, and definitely affecting the looks these pitchers are able to provide to these hitters. Miller will fire home. That one's going to be skied into center field there. Center fielder camped under. That's Breck Benedict. Breck Benedict makes the play. Nice job from Benedict, the lefty, camping under that one. He'll make the play, and it'll be 1 away. Nice job from Miller getting that leadoff hitter. But now he'll have to face that power bat in the Fort Collins lineup again. That is Sean Toger. We saw Toger come into the game on the mound, and now he'll try to help himself out here at the dish. We saw Toger face Miller the other way around. Now Miller will try to continue his dominance of Toger today. Toger does, in fact, get his revenge, lining that one past the diving arm of Ethan Moran. Toger does what he does best, and that's hitting baseballs hard, and Miller will have a base runner to deal with here with 1 away.
Absolutely cracked that one off the bat. High exit velocity on that one, gets past the outstretched arm of Ethan Moran, even dives, can't get to it. Nice base hit for Toger.
Yeah, nice effort from Moran at second base, almost got a hand on that one. Goes into the outfield, and Miller pick over to first base. Toger will dive back in safely, and I'd note nice job from Benedict getting that ball in early and limiting that to a single.
A little bit ambitious of Miller right there, but nonetheless, pickoff attempt no good. Strike, though. Yeah,
always a good idea to check on putting those runners at first base, let them know they don't really have anywhere to go. And folks, we appreciate you tuning in here. We've got a good ball game, and frankly, I think we expect nothing less here from two crosstown rivals. As Miller fires home, he'll be outside.
Miller struggling to hit the strike zone so far in this third inning, but Miller can turn up the heat at any time. Obviously an excellent pitcher.
Yeah, the 1-1 from Miller here. We'll see if he can try to dazzle hitters once again. He'll fire home to the catcher, Rubenstein. Rubenstein takes that one on the outside of the plate. It'll be 2-1. The ball gets by Miller there from Sam Pease. Wind might have played a factor on that one. It'll be 2-1.
Well, pitching is hard, and it's even harder when it gets this windy, so Miller trying his best out here.
Certainly, I think all pitchers can relate to that one. With the 2-1 count here from Miller, he'll fire home to Rubenstein. Rubenstein takes that one up and in. A little bit of chin music to Rubenstein. He'll take it in. The freshman Rubenstein, I don't think he's expecting to really be the starter on this Fort Collins roster behind the dish when you see that junior in front of him in Max Bronson go down for the count with a knee injury. I mean, you really got to credit the young man for stepping up into that role as he'll take the 5-pitch walk from Miller there. Rubenstein going to be on first base. And, Tyler, we talked about that before. The ability of Miller to kind of lose batters in counts has really kind of been a plague for him all year. And we see that there. I mean, Miller kind of gets that ball piece from Toger and then walks the next batter. I mean, you really want to limit these free passes here in high school baseball, as now we have Easy Campos coming back up once again, who kind of dominated Miller in that last at bat. Hit a nice double into the wall. So we'll see if Miller can try to get his revenge here as he'll fire home to Campos. Campos takes that one for strike one. Nice pitch from Miller there, getting ahead early. As Tyler Kubat in outfield going to get told by Coach Ted Berquist to shade a little bit towards center field. Looks like they're kind of expecting more of a pull threat. Ain't easy Campos, and looks like Coach Berquist is going to try to close up the gaps here as bringing both of his outfielders on the corners towards center field. So a lot of room down the line here for Campos, and the 0-2 count will come here from Miller. Again, Campos had success 0-2 last time. We'll see if we can try to replicate that here on Miller. Does a nice job getting that one in the outfield. Benedict camps out under it. He will make the catch. We'll have a tag play from Toger. Now he'll hold up. Smart play from Toger there to hold second base. It'll be 2 away and 2 on here for Rocco Harmon, number 3.
Yep, Breck Benedict, the pitcher, got a big arm, and he's accurate. So nice throw there to the cutoff. Held Toger there at second base. He's always a threat to, make those throws to third.
Definitely there. Nice job from Benedict, like you said, getting that ball in quickly and hard to the shortstop. Morgan, who cut that one off and holds Toger at second base here. Bottom 3, 2 away, 1-1 ball game here once again, folks, as Miller fires home to Rocco Harmon. Rocco Harmon takes that one for strike 1.
Wind picking up again here. Very windy game today. No sun out anymore. It's getting a little chilly here, but
yeah, we've seen it all today. I mean, we kind of started in the mid-70s when that sun peaked out, but now the sun goes behind the clouds and the wind picks up. It changes quite a bit for these baseball players. Rocco Harmon will look on to Miller here for the 1-1 once again. Miller will fire home. Strike 2. Nice pitch from Miller. There catches the outside corner of the plate. And that sun will peek out once again. It'll be 1-2. And Miller not really worrying about those runners on base, and neither are his fielders. Moran very lightly holding on Toger at second base because he knows Miller has Harmon to focus on at the plate. Miller will fire home to Harmon. Harmon just kind of chops at that one there and swings through that one for strike 3. Looks like Harmon was pretty easily fooled on that one there. Sabercats hustle into the dugout here. And just like that, it'll be top of the 4th. 1-1 ball game, folks. We appreciate you tuning into the Sabercat Sports Network's coverage of Fossil Ridge Baseball. We will be right back. Kubat will take ball 1 here as we're back with Toger on the mound and Kubat looking on. Kubat faces Toger for the first time today. He'll take that strike on the outside corner of the plate. Wind picks up once again. Been a storyline all day. Kubat kind of dances around on a bunt there. Not been known to be a big bunt threat, but he pulls around nonetheless. But it'll be a 1-2 count regardless. Kubat will look on to Toger.
A little dangerous to be swinging for the fences with the wind right in the batter's face. Ball could get caught up and stop. And
froze on the outside corner of the plate. A nice pitch there from Toger as the ball's fired in the outfield there. A little bit of an errant throw, but nonetheless, the Lambkins get their first out of the inning.
Personally, I think they should give you a free runner on first base if you're throwing it around the horn and make an error there. That's kind of rough for your confidence.
Little embarrassing for the Fort Collins faithful there, but they get the out, so not a lot to hang your hats on that as Planansky will look on here on Toger's pitch. He'll fire home. Planansky chops at that one, hits it down the line. Looks like it's going to go in foul territory, and it'll get just out of play right by the concession stand. It'll be foul ball, left strike 1.
Lucky no one was hit there. A lot of people just standing there not moving.
Yeah, the baseball field can be a dangerous place when those foul balls start to come back. Polanski does a nice job jumping on that first pitch he sees from Toger, but going to foul that one down the line. And they'll see if we can try to straighten this one out here with the 0-1 count. Polanski looks on, gets an off-speed pitch from Toger there. Toger wanted the strike call, didn't get it.
Good pitch. Looked like it almost caught that outside corner, not quite.
And Polanski's going to swing through that one. It's just strike 2 there. Catcher thought he had the strike 3 once again, trying to avenge his throw down to third base. I think he was, but 1-2 pitch here to Polanski from Toger.
Counting is always helpful as a catcher.
Yeah, it gets a little, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It gets a little hectic back there when you face so many batters behind the dish, and he's doing that game in, game out. So no harm done there from the young man. We'll have a 2-2 pitch here from Toger. Polanski fouls that one straight back. That one's coming right for us. And we'll have the 2-2 pitch coming once again to Polanski.
Polanski hanging in there well.
And Polanski will try to get something going here at the dish. Takes a nice pitch high and in there. It'll be ball 3. We've seen a lot of media coverage today, Tyler. A lot of photographers and even a radio station here broadcasting live baseball from Fort Collins High School. I think a lot of people are coming out just due to the nice weather and really the elite contest here. As Polanski drives out into center field. A nice piece of hit in there from the first baseman.
Soft line drive lands right between second baseman and the center fielder. That's what you want to see from your one of your first batters of the inning.
Yeah, Polanski does a nice job leading off there. Really showing why he has that 379 average on the season. Second highest on the team. And here's Mason Griffin again, another on-base threat for the Lambkins. Picked over the first base. Oh, bang, bang play. Gets in there safely. Nice job from Polanski there. And kind of had me fooled in the booth. Didn't think Toger was picking off, and I don't think Polanski did either. Dives back in safely there, and he'll stay on base.
Griffin, 6'2" sophomore.
They try it
here.
again. A nice pickoff move from Toger. He's quick with it, but Polanski is ready for it now. He dives back in safely.
Mason Griffin, the 6'2" sophomore at the plate. He's ready to take a, hopefully, drive Polanski 1 or 2 more bases.
Yes, certainly. And Griffin, not known to have been a power threat, but he's a contact bat that has a lot of ability to spray balls all over the field, and especially having that ability to just take pitches and get deep into counts and work a lot of walks as Polanski dives back in here. I mean, you talk about in the MLB, Tyler, Polanski will be on second base after that, after 3 missed pickoff moves. But again, in high school baseball, they can really pick off as much as they want. We see Toger really playing with that here today.
Polanski's mom probably not happy about this. He's getting his uniform pretty dirty.
Yeah, I'm sure that laundry is going to be quick for Polanski. And as the 1-2 count will come here to Mason Griffin, he'll try to work it once again like he always does. He'll have to face Toger, who again is that Fort Collins ace on the mound. Toger picks off once again to Polanski and just continues to dirty that uniform as Griffin will look on. I apologize here, folks. 0-2 to Griffin. Griffin swings through that one. It'll be strike 3. A nice pitch from Toger there, really dialing up the heat and getting Griffin to swing through that one. It'll be the 9-hole Moran trying to keep this inning alive here with 2 away.
Good opportunity for Toger here. Already 2 outs, only a guy on first base, and then he's got the 9th batter of the order, Ethan Moran, up here. Ethan Moran bunted last time, got out, but advanced a couple of runners, so he's going to actually have to swing this time. We'll see what happens.
Definitely, and as Moran takes that ball 1 here, again, the Sabercats just try to keep it alive here as fans continue to roll in and really turn this one into a spectacle here in Fort Collins. Moran fouls that one, and it'll go way foul there into the pond behind Fort Collins' baseball field here. And, as we continue to get deeper into this contest, Tyler, you're starting to think, we saw those quick hits in the first inning, and we saw a run apiece for each team, but the bats have been silenced by some nice pitching here, and Toger has been really dealing out of the bullpen. As that one's just popped up to second baseman there, he'll make the play on it. They'll be the 3rd out of the inning here, and the Sabercats will have to get it done here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, just trying to hold the Lambkins here to the lone run, as we'll have 1-1 here. Bottom 4th coming up here, folks, on the Sabercat Sports Baseball Network. as we'll come back here for you, folks. We got more baseball here from Fort Collins High School. Easton Miller's going to remain on the mound for the SaberCats, and really we expect nothing else.
3 innings pitched for him already. This will be his 4th.
And I don't think it's really been an issue for Easton Miller all year. He's kind of had that ability to just go deep into contests and really use the young man's arm quite often. And I say why not with his just dazzling stats this year. And Miller will try to keep that going here against number 15 for the Lambkins. Again, that was the former pitcher, Jude Miller.
Miller versus Miller, part 3 here.
As Miller takes that first pitch for a strike. A nice job from Easton there, getting that first pitch strike. Jude Miller checks up there. It'll be a foul ball. We'll have 0-2. Nice job from Easton Miller there, getting ahead in the count. And we'll do the 0-2. Miller working quick here. Out of the windup, he'll fire that one high and outside. 1-2. But again, you kind of see waiting for Jude Miller to get a second in the box. And the second he does, Miller's just into that windup. As Miller does a nice job just lining that one up the middle there. It'll be a single. But I mean, we're kind of going back to that. Easton Miller's been doing a really working quick here through these Fort Collins hitters. I think he's trying to not let them get too comfortable in the box there by just firing home and dialing up that heat has really been successful for the SaberCats, kind of keeping those Fort Collins hitters off balance. And as Miller gives up the leadoff single there, it's been the first leadoff single of the game here, so we'll see if the Lambkins can try to capitalize off of that because Miller's really been doing a nice job getting early outs.
Yep, Easton Miller also maybe trying to get some quick pitches in while the wind is dying down so he can, deliver as accurately as possible.
Yeah, and Chase Demler will take that first pitch on the outside corner there. You saw him trying to square around and bunt. We might see a little bit of bunt in play here. Miller picks to first base, but not quite as fast of a move as Toger. And diving in safely is Jude Miller. As Miller looks on, squaring around to bunt, popped up. It could be caught. It will be. And getting back to first base. So a little bit of an arid bunt there from Demler. And nonetheless, nice play there from Shane Crow getting that out on the arid bunt. SaberCats have won away. Tyler, nice play from Shane Crow.
Quick reaction right there. A lot of third basemen would be a little bit late to that one, but not Shane Crow.
Gino Macaroni coming in here for second ups. Did a nice job driving a ball over to Tyler Kubat there. He'll ground this up the middle there. Oh, just off the glove of Owen Morgan. That one's going to be a nice single there from Gino Macaroni. Gino Macaroni's 2 for 2 and kind of one of those powerful bats that have a lot of success here in the bottom half of the order here for the Lambkins.
Easton Miller already given up 2 hits in this inning. 2 guys on base, only 1 out.
Nothing hurting here, though, towards the bottom of the order here with Stanovich. And this is the guy you just want to pump strikes to and make him beat you.
Yep, like we mentioned, Miller has a very fast fastball, and these weaker hitters, you can get him with that.
And that one's going to get by the catcher, Sam Pease. Runner's going to advance here. And now Miller's going to have to work with 2 runners in scoring position here with Stanovich at the plate. We kind of see Stanovich choking up on the bat. I mean, the young freshman hasn't really got a whole lot of varsity ups here. And I think that's kind of coming into play here, a little bit of that choke up, as we'll see Coach Ted Berquist go out to talk with Miller, trying to settle the nerves, and the Fort Collins coach, Tag Lane, will do the same.
Stanovich only 5'10", 150, freshman, as he mentioned. Tough to pitch to, especially when you got guys in scoring position. He's just very small, hard to fit in the strike zone.
And frankly, Tyler, both these teams have had new coaches, so a couple of new faces for the heads of the programs with Coach Ted Berquist and Tag Lane, respectfully. And looks like Miller's going to stay in this game, which we all figured he would. He'll just try to settle down here and just pump more strikes with the 1-0 count. I mean, that ball wasn't Sam Pease's fault. We scored as a wild pitch. Gets all the way to the backstop. And with 2 runners in scoring position here, again, it'll be Stanovich just trying to get his Lambkins their first lead of the ball game. And Miller will look on here. The infield is in, definitely trying to cut the run here. And Miller does his job there and fires home for a strike. You see the infielders really playing in on the grass, if not the dirt, and really backing up every throw to Easton Miller, just trying to cut this run as the wind picks up once again here from SaberCat from Fort Collins High School here. And once again, Miller will fire home. And Stanovich swings through that one here as the wind just continues to pick up here. And the umpire will signal for time as they're going to wait for the wind to die down a little bit before we play ball once again.
Bullpen, something to watch here, obviously, with Miller struggling slightly. So no action in there as of yet with, as we mentioned, Breck Benedict, who we were looking at in relief, is playing in the outfield right now.
And wow, Miller almost got that strike 3 called on the outside corner of the plate, but wasn't able to get it. and we will do a 2-2 pitch here to Stanovich. Choked up on that bat. He'll try to cut it off. He'll ground a ball, but it's lined at the shortstop of Owen Morgan. And, you know, Tyler, that's kind of why they play in on the infield there. He had that ability to just kind of cut that ball off and catch it out of the air instead of taking it on a short hop. So a nice call there from Coach Ted Berquist, bringing infield in. We'll have 2 away.
Yep, and they back out to play more safe now with 2 down. You know, any out gets you out of the inning.
But like you say, Tyler, this is the top of the order with number 19, Andy Fordyce. And Fordyce has had a lot of success up at the dish today, so we'll see if that continues here for the Lambkins. Again, with 2 runners in score position here, a big spot here for Easton Miller to try to get this last out. And as the wind continues to blow in here, Easton Miller getting a little bit more zip on that fastball with the wind. Fouled straight back. It'll be 1-1.
With this wind, you got to get ahead and stay ahead in the count if you're a batter. You don't want to have to be defensively swinging when this wind could take the ball anywhere.
Nice job from Fordyce taking that pitch off the plate there. It'll be 2-1. I mean, again, Miller does have that free base to work with here, but you do not want to be facing the on-deck hitter in Sean Toger, the captain and really catalyst of this Fort Collins squad. Miller will look on here. He'll fire home. And that was going to be just inside 3-1. I think Easton Miller wanted that one to be a strike. He won't get it. Toger will give the ball to the umpire. He will have 3-1. But, I mean, again, like we're saying, Tyler, first base is open, so you're not going to walk in a run here, but it certainly feels like it was Sean Toger on deck here, and that's exactly what's going to happen. We'll have Sean Toger coming up with the bases loaded.
Yeah, you know, if that was Sean Toger up there rather than Fordyce before him, you might consider even intentionally walking him, but obviously Toger up now with the bases loaded in 2 outs, but any out of any kind ends the inning here.
Yeah, and the senior Sam P is going to go ahead and talk to the junior Easton Miller, try to calm those nerves, and just really trying to get his best pitch forward here. Again, Sean Toger batting from the left side, so he has a little more time to pick up that Easton Miller fastball should he bring it. And as we'll have an 0-0 pitch here with 2 away, bases loaded, a huge spot for the Lambkins to try to gain that lead. Toger takes that one up. It'll be a ball. Ooh, that one looked pretty good from my view, Tyler, but it'll be just up. Says the home plate umpire will have the 1-0 pitch from Miller. Miller out of the full windup with runners on base. They're going to be getting pretty big leads here. Just off the plate there. I think he wanted that one too. It'll have 2-0. He's not missing by much, Tyler.
No, you do not want to get behind in this count. This is not good for Miller.
2-0 pitch from Miller here. Big spot. Dials that one in, and Toger kind of dances out of the way here. 3-0 pitch, so Miller either has to bring it here or he's going to be walking in a run.
This is tough for Miller, you know. Toger probably swinging for the fences on this one as, you know, obviously Miller way behind in this count.
Yeah, and a confident move here from the 6'2 junior, stepping out of the box and really making Miller think about his next pitch, which he does. And beans Toger. That one certainly hurt off the kneecap. Toger will head down to first base. He'll talk to the home plate umpire here. And we will have a 2-1 lead for the Lambkins, their first lead of the day. And Miller still has bases loaded with 2 away. A little bit less prominent of a bat in Dylan Rubenstein, but nonetheless, Rubenstein is still a formidable threat here out of the 3-hole. And heading down to first base is Sean Toger. Definitely a little bit shaking up the pitcher. You don't love to see that. I mean, hopefully the young man is going to be okay over there. Nonetheless, Miller will have to do the bases loaded scenario once again.
Well, I guess if you're going to hit a batter, you may as well get your money's worth. But rough pitch from Miller. Takes Toger on the leg, it looked like. So that's extremely painful. Home plate umpire talking with the Fort Collins coach. Not sure what he has to say there, but looks like they may be bringing a pinch runner, or pinch hitter, sorry.
No, you were correct on that one, Tyler. It is the pinch runner, number 7. This is going to be Nathan Schneider.
Well, we'll hope Toger's okay there. You know, obviously just saw the pinch runner being brought in. He was on the mound last time Fort Collins was pitching, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, and as Rubinstein comes in, he'll swing and a miss on that one. It'll be 0-1 here, but a little bit of speed put over on first base with Nathan Snyder. So a ball to the outfield, you got to think Snyder's going to be trying to look for a touch him all time. Rubinstein takes that ball on the outside of the plate. It'll be 1-1 here, and looks like they're going to be shading the outfield back here. Looks like they want to keep everything in front of them, which is a good move from Coach Ted Berquist. You don't want to be given anything over your heads. Yep.
But of course, in doing that, Tyler, you also leave a lot of space in for Texas leaguer potential. I mean, a little bit in front of the outfield and behind the infield there, as that one's fouled away here. The 1-2 pitch, and this is really the kind of count that Easton Miller thrives in when he has that lead of 1-2.
Yeah, Miller really a guy that likes to get ahead in the count so he can really unleash the fastball. Gets him swinging, strike 3, gets out of the inning, only giving up 1 run.
And you know, like you say, he does a nice job getting up in the count there and gets that swing and a miss on that off-speed pitch. And Sean Toger, will we see him come back into the game? It's definitely going to be a storyline to watch here. As I mean, he was really been carving up the SaberCats ever since he took over in the top of the 3rd. But now at the top of the 5th here, Lambkins get their first lead of the day. It's 2-1 Lambkins here from Fort Collins High School on the SaberCats Sports Baseball Network. We'll be right back.
Shane Crow.
All right, leading off here for the SaberCats is going to be getting number 9, Shane Crow, the leadoff hitter, getting his 3rd ups of the day. He'll have to face Sean Toger, and I'm glad to see the young man is okay on the mound there. He'll fire home. Shane Crow whiffs on that one. It'll be 0-1. Sean Toger getting that quality arm out of the pen here for Fort Collins. Puts a lot of zip on that fastball, and it's definitely giving SaberCat hitters a little bit of an issue here. And there you see, he goes for that fastball off-speed combo. Gets Shane Crow a little bit fooled at the dish there. It'll be 0-2.
Yeah, when you have a nice off-speed and you can throw the fastball hard, it's a dangerous combo for hitters.
Definitely there, and Shane Crow takes that one just off the outside corner of the plate. I think Toger wanted that one. He won't get it. Swings through that one is Shane Crow, and he'll get the out.
Toger's dominant at the plate so far today, giving up no runs, and he's just been bullying these Fossil Ridge hitters.
Yeah, Toger coming out of the pen and really having a lot of success here, as he'll have to get past the hot bat of Owen Morgan to maintain that success. We saw Morgan in his first AB hitting that just absolute line shot into the right field gap, and we will see if he can continue that success. He's got an 0-1 lead here in the count. Again, Toger bringing a lot of velocity on his fastball, but also can have that successful off-speed should he bring it. There's that off-speed. He finds the middle of the plate there for strike 1. I mean, something to note too, Tyler, you see Toger kind of setting up on that inside part of the mound here towards Morgan, so the ball's coming in a little faster than I think he's expecting. Grounds out with the shortstop. It'll be a tough play. He comes in, charges it. Can't make the play.
That one will most likely go down as an error from number 19, Fordyce. Tough catch. Throw may not even have made it in time if he made the catch, but
yeah, a tough play from Fordyce. I mean, it's one of those things where you're just charging on the ball. You're kind of just a lot of things going through your head. I think he kind of thought he had the ball before he really did. Tried to make too many moves in too short a time here, and on base is Owen Morgan, a little bit of a speed threat as well, so something to keep in mind for Toger.
Sam Pease up to bat, the catcher, hit a grand slam earlier this year. He's got power in his bat, and he can get on base frequently. Yeah, the light tower power of Sam Pease here will have to be what Toger faces next as he bends a slider in there for strike 1. The wind still a major factor here at Fort Collins High School, and it's kind of been the typical of Colorado Spring. Has been a lot of wind in play for these spring baseball players. You know, I think a lot of baseball players are kind of jealous of the fall softball season. I think the softball definitely got the better of the two seasons. Yeah, we dealt with this in all of our spring sports last year, much worse than most this year. But you know, today's just one of those days. Yeah, like you said, just one of those days. And Toger really loves to pick off to first base there. Sam Pease just fouls that one straight back. I don't even think he'd wanted to hit that one. Checks his swing, and if this is cricket, that's a 6-pointer. Nice swing just over the ball. the broadcast booth over here. You know, I was gonna reach out and catch it, but
yeah,
a little far.
Yeah, my co-part there, Tyler Sellett, almost made a play on that ball, but Sam Pease left to do it 0-2 here on Toger. Pick move. Oh, gets by the first baseman there, and that's always the issue with picking off is an error throw, and Morgan's on second base. So Sam Pease has something cooking here with runners at scoring position here with one away.
Sam Pease advancing a runner without getting it out. It's always what you like to see.
Yeah, doing his job there. I mean, kind of maybe getting in the head of Sean Toger, and Toger is trying to pick off over to first base, and the first errant move we've seen from Toger all day.
Win as well, maybe a factor.
Potentially here, as Sam Pease will look on here, it'll be the 0-2 once again. 0-2 coming. Pease drives one up the middle. Nice play from the shortstop. He'll fire over to first base and get the out. You know, Tyler, what I saw on that play is the shortstop, Fordyce, was really kind of shading to hold Morgan on a second base, and because of that, he was naturally up the middle, and when Sam Pease drove that ball up the middle, Fordyce was there to make the play.
Yep, already stepping inside as the pitch was delivered, stepping towards that ball. So, you know, good play by the shortstop, and he was positioned great for that hit.
Yeah, nice job from Fordyce there getting the out, and there'll be two away for Easton Miller, the pitcher, trying to help himself out. Hopefully he can stay hot at the plate, too, with his two doubles so far on the day.
Yep, guy on third base here. If you can get any sort of base hit, that's a run to tie the game. Top of the fifth inning, so this game coming to a close here, and you're going to need to start scoring if you're Fossil.
And as the wind continues just to keep blowing in from center field here, the top of the fifth action has been interesting to say the least. Owen Morgan starting off with just kind of just squeaking that ball to the shortstop, gets on base somehow, some way, and able to advance second base on that errant throw, and now he's over on third with the Sam Pease ground out. So we'll have Easton Miller here with a runner just 90 feet away from tying this ball game up with 2 outs to go.
Yep, Fossil Ridge no hits this inning, but they have a guy on third. That's what you like to see. If you're Fossil, just find a way.
Definitely here, and as Easton Miller checks in out of the 4-hole, we will have the 0-0. Miller takes that one high. You know, I got to think Sean Toger's not going to be giving Easton Miller a whole lot over the plate because he has a couple free bases to work with here if he wants to put Easton Miller on. Toger attacking Miller nonetheless and fires that one, and Rubenstein can't quite hold on to that one behind the dish. It'll be 2-0.
2-0 is like count you like to see for Easton Miller. Obviously 2 doubles already in the day. He'll start swinging here.
Certainly, certainly. And as Miller looks on for the 2-0, Toger will fire home and get that curveball to bend in for a strike.
Obviously, when you're ahead in the count, you get the luxury of waiting for a good pitch, and Easton Miller lets a strike by him, even though probably could have swung there.
And I like the veteran move from Miller. You know, doesn't want to take anything that's not exactly what he's looking for. And as the 3-1 count approaches here, Miller's got a hitter's count. And as Miller looks on for the 3-1, here it is. Takes that one over the heart of the plate for a strike. And we will have a full count to Easton Miller here. So big spot here for Toger trying to get out of this inning. We'll see if he can. Toger looks on. He will be in the windup with the runner on third base. He will fire home. Gets Miller to fly that one into right field. Right at the right fielder. He camps out under it. Can he make the play? He can. That'll be a third out of the inning. So a nice play from the right fielder there. And the SaberCats will go down swinging. So 2-1 is our score here from Fort Collins High School. Lambkins on top 2-1. Easton Miller with that fly out. We expect him to be back out on the bump here. 2-1 is your score. We'll be right back on the SaberCats Sports Baseball Network. And as the wind continues to pick up here, from Fort Collins High School, Easton Mill returns to the bump here, down 1-2 here. The Lambkins have the lead, and they'll have to battle against number 11, Easy Campos, the 4-hole. Easy Campos had a lot of power in his first at bat. We'll see if we can try to replicate that here. And if you're a Lambkin fan, I mean, you got to like this matchup here. Campos on Miller once again here. Here's the first pitch from Miller out of the windup. Miller fires home for a strike.
Campos leading off here, not much to worry about, so he's going to be swinging hard here.
As he fans on that one, it'll be 0-2.
Not really known for the off-speed Miller, but he delivers one right there against Campos. 0-2.
Miller fires home on the outside part of the plate. It'll be just outside for ball 1. The sun starts to peek out here as it starts to go behind the mountains here from Fort Collins High School. It'll be 2-2 on that pitch from Miller, but this has really been a pretty nice day for baseball. Not a lot you can complain about. Great sun and great weather. I mean, just a little bit of wind for these players to deal with here as the 2-2 comes from Easton Miller. That one's going to be outside, and once again, you know, Miller gets up 0-2, but leaks it back to a full count. We've seen that kind of in a storyline all day. We'll see if Miller can battle home here for strike 3. Easy Campos fouls that one down the first base line. It's going to get out of play. And there's another splash into the pond. You know, I got to think Fort Collins, there's a lot of baseballs in that pond right behind the first base dugout. And with the 3-2 count once again from Miller, we'll see what he's got to battle against Easy Campos. Campos rifles that one, Jensen Polanski. JP makes the play. It'll be 1 away.
Good catch by Polanski there. Gets Easy Campos out. Now number 13, pitcher sorry about that one. That's number 3, Rocco Harmon up to bat. Harmon, the 5'11" senior.
Yeah, Harmon will look on here. Again, not had a whole lot of success at the plate, nonetheless, so that's sky high. Looks like third baseman Shane Crow going to play on it. He's got it, makes the play, and that'll be 0-3 for Rocco Harmon. And Miller's carving here, 2 away. Nice job from Shane Crow getting in quick on that ball. He had a pretty slow beat on the ball, so I was a little worried he wasn't going to get there in time, but he does nonetheless, and they'll be 2 away.
Number 15, Jude Miller, started the game pitching for the Lambkins, and he's up to bat now. Miller versus Miller, part 4 here.
And Jude Miller takes on an outside part of the plate. It'll be ball 1, but a nice job from Easton Miller to get those first 2 outs at the end. That's what you love to see out of your young pitcher. And a little bit of action in the SaberCats bullpen. Definitely something to keep an eye on is Vedant Sharma. Vedant Sharma, another one of those quality arms for the SaberCats, has been a prominent pitcher all year. He's had a little bit of ups and downs out of the bullpen, but he's been a solid arm that the SaberCats can really rely on here when they get into these tough spots like they are here as Miller gets down 3-0 to Miller. Miller looks on, faces, fires home to Miller. Jude Miller takes ball 4 there, and Miller delivers a 4-pitch walk as Sharma starts to pick up the pace of his warm-up a little bit.
Like number 12, Chase Demler, the 6'1" senior, up to bat for the Lambkins.
And looks like Coach Berquist heads out there to give his defensive linemen and make sure they're in order. And Sharma, obviously, armed with a lot of velocities. That one gets by Sam Pease. It'll be a wild pitch. And second base goes Demler. And number 12, I apologize, Demler is now up to bat here for the Lambkins. Takes that first pitch, 1-0 here. Miller just trying to deliver someone into the zone. Don't want to get that runner in scoring position just 90 feet away from extending this Lambkin lead. And again, the Lambkins have been doing a nice job all day of really taking pitches from Miller and just getting his pitch count up. Because again, I think this Lambkins team had a game plan going into this game where they wanted to see the bullpen and see what the SaberCats had to offer there. As that one's dribbled up, Moran makes the play on it. Oh, can't quite do it, and it'll be an infield single. So Demler gets the infield single on kind of a weak inside part of the bat hit to Moran. Moran just tries to lay out for that ball, and in doing so, he doesn't quite come up with it. You know, I think it might have been a little bit easier of a play to take that off the short hop and fire over to Polanski for the out, but Moran goes for the heroic play and lays out for it and isn't able to get it. It'll be 2 down with runners on the corners here with number 5 due up here. Again, this is the 9 spot. This is Gino Macarini, and Macarini 2 for 2 on the day. I apologize, the 8 spot. Macarini has been a lot of success this year, and today especially 2 for 2 on the day with some really hard hit balls. So we'll see if he can continue his domination of Easton Miller, as Miller does a nice job there getting ahead 0-1.
Miller's struggling today a little bit. Honestly, lucky to have only escaped with 2 runs so far, so he's going to really have to get out of this jam if the Fossil Ridge baseball team wants to, stay in this game.
Certainly there. Nice job from Sam Pease keeping the run over at third base by blocking that ball. It'll be 1-1.
Sam Pease has had an excellent game from behind home plate today. He's catching really well, and he's saved a couple of runs already today.
Yeah, part of the reason why he is the D1 commit to the University of Northern Colorado, he's just got a lot of ability to just block balls, and he can also do it at the plate. So 1-1 pitch from Easton Miller here. He'll fire home. That'll be right down the dish to Macarini, and I don't know what Macarini was looking for on that one because that one was piped. And Macarini will look on here for the 1-2 pitch from Easton Miller. Again, the SaberCats down 2-1 here with Miller. Trying to get out of a jam here with runners on the corners here with 2 away. Miller fires home. Oh, gets a little bit of chin music there on Macarini. It'll be 2-2.
Trying to get him to back off here maybe. Looking for one on the outside.
And the 2-2 pitch comes here from Miller. Again, runners on the corners here. The insurance run for the Lambkins just 90 feet away as Miller fires home. Macarini takes on the outside corner. It'll be strike 3. Nice pitch from Easton Miller there. Gets Macarini looking. He'll go down on strikes. Lambkins still up 2-1, and SaberCats trying to take that over here in the top half of the 6th inning. This is SaberCats Sports coverage of SaberCat Baseball on the SaberCat Sports Network. We will be right back. And as we take a look here at the future schedule here for the SaberCats, coming up on Thursday, we'll have a home contest against Boulder High School that we'll be bringing you live on SaberCat Sports Baseball Network. And really a lot of important games on the SaberCats schedule coming up here. But more importantly is this Fort Collins crosstown rivalry, which Breck Benedict will try to get it going here for the SaberCats. Once again, down by a run here in the top half of the 6th inning. Only 2 sets of at-bats here left for the SaberCats, down to their final 6 out. You hate to say that in this kind of contest, but the way it's been with Sean Toger on the mound, I mean, the SaberCats got to get something going here if they want to win this game against their rival, the Lambkins. Again, 1-1 count coming here to Breck Benedict. The pitch from Toger is in there for a strike. A nice pitch from Toger, getting up in the count 1-2. And Breck Benedict, the sophomore, we saw his power in our last coverage of Erie as he drove that one really about 350 feet down the line and really piped that ball. So we'll see if we can try to replicate that here with the shorter field here at Fort Collins High School. Again, only 385 to dead center and 335 to the corners. 2-2 coming here to Benedict. Fouls that one back. It'll be 2-2 once again. A nice job from Benedict staying alive there, and Toger really pounding the zone here once again, Tyler.
Yep, Toger playing really nice. And, like we mentioned with that opener strategy, Toger's been the guy who's been, pitching for most of this game and maybe trying to fool the Fossil Ridge, coaches there, starting with a lefty and then moving to a righty pretty quickly. So that's worked out super well for Fort Collins today.
And it has worked well, and especially credit Toger come out of the pen. 0 earned runs here. We see Toger, who get a foul off from Breck Benedict there. I think he wanted to hold back on that one. Just hit the bat there. It'll be 3-2 once again. But going back to that, Toger done a nice job out of the pen. Has not allowed a run yet. And we'll see if he can keep that up here in the top half of the 6th inning. Working into his 4th inning of play here is Toger. 3-2 pitch coming to Breck Benedict. Another foul ball, same kind of thing. He's checking his swing, but just kind of lunging at that ball. It'll be a foul ball. 3-2. Toger bringing a lot of pitches over the heart of the plate, so we'll see if Benedict can try to take a hack at one and put something into play. A walk is not out of the question, though, if you're a SaberCat faithful, because, again, Benedict's got quite a bit of speed. Outside corner of the plate. Benedict wanted ball 4 there. He was not going to get it. It'll be strike 3. SaberCats go down looking on strikes. Will be 1 away.
Pinch hitter in for the SaberCats. That's going to be number 27.
Yeah, and again,
that's Luke Gacathiel.
Yeah, and again, this is, again, a pinch hitter for the SaberCats. Gacathiel is really one of those bats for the SaberCats. Hasn't got a whole lot of ups this year, but he's got a lot of speed to him. And if Gacathiel can get on base, I think the SaberCats realize he is a real threat. And again, I think Luke Gacathiel is one of the lone lefty bats off the bench the SaberCats can use. So I think they're kind of leaning on that here with Toger's dominance of the right-handed batters today. So Gacathiel will get his ups here. And then again, we should note he is just a 5'9" freshman, but Gacathiel has really been getting it done in a lot of these PBR showcases around the state, which is why he's earned his ability to come into this game in a clutch spot as the first man off the bench.
Gacathiel could be a good piece for the SaberCats for years to come here, up 1-0.
Yeah, definitely. The future's certainly bright for this Fossil Ridge SaberCats team with Gacathiel, and we'll see if we can try to get it going here with the 1-1 count here. I love the move from Coach Ted Berquist, getting the lefty on righty matchup at the plate, and we'll see if it pays off here with the 1-1 coming from Sean Toger. Toger fires home. Gacathiel swings through that one.
And this is somebody that nobody really has a ton of data on, as he hasn't played much this season. So.
Yeah, only the lone 3 at-bats this year for Gacathiel, and still he has to record his first high school hit, so we're rooting for the young man to do it right here with the 1-2 count. There it is, up the middle. Oh, nice play from the shortstop there. Fires over to first base. Gets the out. Apologize there. Thought he had that one up the middle there. Nice play from the shortstop. Once again, that's Fordyce making the play, and they'll be 2 away. But Tyler, I mean, a nice piece of hitting there from Gacathiel. Nothing to hang his head on there. Thought that one was going to get through.
Yep, he did what he could. You know, ground ball up the middle, but Lampkins with some good positioning in the infield. And
yeah, you can kind of tell Fordyce was shaded a little bit more up the middle there, and you kind of paid off for him as he was in a great position to make that play on the ball. That ball was frankly grounded right up the middle, and Fordyce was in the right spot, made the play, and got the out, so they'll be 2 away here for Planansky with the 0-1 count coming. Yep. Takes strike 2 right down the pipe there, and 0-2 count.
You can see the shortstop's moved a little bit further outside for Planansky here, so, you know, good positioning on that last one.
Ooh, Planansky ducks under that one. It'll be 1-2. Another chin music pitch from Toger. Again, Toger looks on 1-2. He's dealing here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch coming to Planansky. Swing. Goes through that one. It'll be strike 3. And Rubenstein gets his revenge of that errant throw down to third base. They'll fire it around the inning, and that'll be all she wrote for the top half of the 6th inning for the SaberCats. Once again, SaberCats down by 1. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th on the SaberCat Sports Baseball Network. Checking in on the mound is going to be the football player and the baseball star, Tyler Kubat. Tyler Kubat checks into this game on the mound for the SaberCats, trying to close this one out here just like he did against Douglas County when the SaberCats got the win. So they'll go Easton Miller for the first 5 innings. The young man gives up 2 runs here, and the SaberCats will have to try to battle back from that with Tyler Kubat on the mound, number 18. Again, number 18, Tyler Kubat, a really prominent arm out of the bullpen. And I mean, again, the young man gets it done on the field for the football team, and now he's trying to get it done on the diamond for the baseball team.
Yep, talented arm, obviously, you know, as a football quarterback, baseball pitcher. What can't this man do? I mean,
6'5", 225, really the perfect build for a pitcher and a quarterback combo, and we see that out of Kubat here. He'll try to get warmed up here. I mean, again, we didn't see him out of the bullpen at all, so these got to be the first warm pitches of the day for Tyler Kubat, so we'll see how he battles through that adversity. and tries to face these Fort Collins hitters.
Kubat, a gifted athlete, obviously, so he's going to come out here and try and get 3 batters, 3 outs in this inning, and then 3 outs in the next inning.
Certainly. We hope it doesn't even get to that point as, you know, SaberCat faithful. They're just trying to get outs here so they can get back up and try to get some ups at the plate, try to get this lead back that they forego due to these Fort Collins bats. And honestly, the great arm of Sean Toger. Credit where credit's due. Toger's came into this game and really shut down the SaberCats bats.
Toger deserves a lot of respect for how he's played today.
Certainly, and now as Kubat comes in here, he'll face number 18 once again. That is Max Bronson checking in off the bench. Max Bronson, again, we talked about him battling that knee injury here. He'll come in to pinch hit here, and I'd like to think it's probably all he's going to be doing here is just hopefully trying to get something on base, get a pinch runner here for the Lambkins. But nice to see Max Bronson returning from that knee injury. But 11-0-2 count coming from Tyler Kubat. Bronson grounds that one down third base line. Crow will make the play, and Bronson kind of slow out of the box. So you can tell he's kind of still battling that knee injury quite tightly. But one away for the SaberCats there. Kubat doing his job, and a nice play from Shane Crow.
You have to wonder if they would have brought in a pinch runner had he made it on base there. But, you know.
Certainly there. And, you know, as the top of the order, Andy Fordyce comes back up here. We saw him make the nice play at shortstop to hold Gak Thiel away from that single. So now we'll see if Fordyce can get it done at the plate here with one away. Kubat hums a strike in, and Fordyce rifles that one into left field. Makes a nice play on that one. There'll be 2 away. A nice fly out pitch there from Tyler Kubat gets the out on Fordyce, and he'll have number 13, Sean Toger, that power bat that honestly the SaberCats might even think about intentionally walking here just with how much he's diced up the SaberCats' arms today.
Yep, no one on base, 2 outs. Maybe that's what you want to do, or really just not pitch to him whatsoever.
Yeah, we've seen Tyler Kubat really humming a lot of strikes down the heart of the plate to these former hitters, but a guy like Sean Toger will make you pay for those kind of behaviors. Toger fouls that one back onto the JV field. We will have a 1-1 pitch. And as Toger looks on from Kubat, Kubat will fire home. Toger rifles that one just past the glove of Shane Crow. It'll be a single for Toger, and Toger continues to carve up the SaberCats defense here. 2 away, 1 runner on. Nice single there from Toger, and a nice attempt on that play from Shane Crow. Thought he might come up with that one, but unfortunately it just goes on the top part of his glove there and gets just past him there. So now we have the catcher, Rubenstein. We saw the young man really had a nice job just kind of putting balls in play. Hasn't really got it going with the bats yet today, Tyler, but we'll see if that changes here facing Tyler Kubat.
Yep, Kubat already 2 away, obviously letting Toger get on, but delivers first strike, 0-1 count.
Yeah, I love to see the command from Tyler Kubat. I mean, we talked about little warm-up pitches, but he doesn't need them apparently. I mean, he's just pumping in these strikes to these Lambkin bats, and as we'll check over to first base on Toger, we will have an 0-1 pitch.
Kubat's a confident guy, and he's stepped in, and he's really showed that so far. Looks like there's an arm warming up in the Lambkins bullpen right now, so that'll be something to watch in this next inning.
Certainly, and I mean, you talk about the success of Toger on the mound. We will see if that continues here, and if you'll come back out for the top half of the 7th inning. But the first thing the SaberCats got to worry about is getting this last strike here on Rubenstein. Rubenstein down 0-2 on the count to Kubat. Kubat's going to fire home. And the 1-2 pitch. An 0-2 pitch can be taken just up. It'll be 1-2. You know, Tyler, somebody who's personally faced Tyler Kubat, he's got a lot of pitches that can really move, you know, right to left on you. And that is, as a hitter, those can really be pretty deadly. So we'll see some off speed comes out of the hand of Tyler Kubat. His changeup 2-seam combo can really just bite it on your hands, and we'll see if that affects Rubenstein as he calls for time here. We'll be right back. He'll foul that one straight back into the pond. We'll do the 1-2 once again. And as Tyler Kubat looks on for the 1-2, he will fire home. Gets the foul tip strikeout there, and Sam Pease squeezes that one. It'll be out number 3, and the SaberCats are down to their final 3 outs. Will they get it done? We will find out next on the SaberCats Sports Baseball Network. And as we're back here from beautiful Fort Collins High School here, the SaberCats down to their final 3 outs. And on the mound again for the Lambkins is Sean Toger. Toger's been dealing and carving up the SaberCats lineup, and we'll see if he can continue that here. But he's going to have to get past the hot bat of Ethan Den. Ethan Den, a pinch hitter today for the SaberCats. Usually a lineup holder is Ethan Den, usually batting in that DH spot, but with Miller, they switched it up a little bit today. We'll have Ethan Den coming off the bench here from the right side. We'll see if we can get it going here. The young man batting 500 on the year. Some really remarkable numbers, and we'll see if Ethan Den can keep that up here. Oh, he takes that one on the outside corner for strike one. That one looked up and outside, but home plate umpire disagrees on that one. It'll be 0-1. Ethan Den looks on from Toger. Toger fires home. Den fouls that one straight back. It'll be 0-2. So Toger once again attacks these hitters, and he's up 0-2 here on Ethan Den. And Den has that power bat. You wouldn't think so from his 5'7" frame, but he has already a home run under his belt on in the year, and he could have more here if Toger looks someone over the middle.
And they brought him on. They just want him to get on base here. You don't need a home run yet, so they're just going to want him to get on base and then start moving him around.
Just trying to get something going here on the 1-2 pitch from Toger. Den takes that one just high. Might have been a strike to a taller hitter, but Den has a better eye than that. It'll be 2-2. Nice job from Ethan Den fighting it back to 2-2.
A little bit of a Jose Altuve type player.
Certainly, and Den swings through that one. A nice pitch from Toger. Dials up the fastball there. Two outs to go here for the SaberCats. One away here in the top half of the 7th. Now batting the number 9 hole, Ethan Moran. So SaberCats in a kind of a tough spot here with the bottom of their order due up in the last inning. So we'll see if Moran can get it going here for the SaberCats. Again, off that hot arm of Sean Toger.
Interesting decision to leave Ethan Moran here. I was expecting maybe we'd see either Kevin Hamilton or Charles Colanello or someone of that caliber to, come in and pinch hit, but Ethan Moran's a great hitter, and he's hang in here and do what he can.
Certainly, I think the thought of Coach Ted Berquist is that Moran is definitely more of a contact guy. He's definitely someone who's going to get on base a little bit more than a Colanello or a Hamilton, because those are a little bit more power threats and speedsters out off the bench. I think Moran's a nice pick here from Berquist here. 1-1 pitch coming. Moran rifles that one over to the first baseman, gets the out. Is Easy Campos stares down Moran. 1 out to go there, but yeah, like you said, Tyler, maybe they should have gone to the bench. But saw a piece of hit in there from Moran nonetheless, just right at Easy Campos, and the SaberCats down to their final out here.
Shane Crow needs to get a hit here. The game is over.
Yeah, top of the lineup is due up here for the SaberCats. This is Shane Crow, but 2 away, and Easy Campos has shown no signs of letting up here. So the Lambkin outfield will back up here, try to keep everything in front of them, because again, I think they'll take a single here, but extra bases could be costly. So the Lambkins will fire home here from Sean Toger. Ooh, and dazzling cut fastball there. Almost got the inside part of the plate. Stays a little bit too far inside, though. It'll be ball 1. Crow drives that one way foul. It's going to go splash into the pond, and that's got to be at least 5 or 6 baseballs here that have landed in that pond today. And here we are with the 1-1 pitch coming to Shane Crow. Again, Crow's been a power bat all day for the SaberCats, so we keep that going here as that one gets right by Rubenstein. 2-1.
No one on base, so it's not all that important, but, as a catcher, you don't like those going past you.
Certainly. I think if you're on the mound, if you're in that position, such as Toger, I don't think you're going to want to be giving up anything over the heart of the plate here. So I think losing Shane Crow 3-1 in this count brings up a very tough spot here. 3-1. I think Rubenstein's going to talk to him and change out the baseball here. But I think, Tyler, I don't think you want to leave anything over the plate to Shane Crow. It'll make you pay.
No hitters count here, 3-1. Crow can really do what he wants with this, so we'll see what happens here.
Certainly.
SaberCats needing to run.
And the 6'1 junior listed at 185. A lot of muscle behind his bat, so we'll see if we can use that here in the 3-1 count. Checks his swing there. Did he go at first base? They said he did. It'll be 3-2. SaberCat faithful thought he held up on that one. It'll be 3-2.
Obviously we don't have the perfect angle, but I think he may have held up, but first base umpire disagrees.
Crow lines that one foul into the Fort Collins Lambkin bullpen. We'll do the 3-2 once again. And wow, that was a pretty close check swing call there. I think home plate umpire had really the best view of it, but he chose to appeal down to first base, and they said he did. SaberCat fans not happy with that one as they're down at their final strike. 3-2, full count here. This is the play dreams are made of. Outside part of the plate, strike 3 called. Wow, what a pitch from Toger. Dials it up on the outside part of the plate, and I think Shane Crow thought he had ball 4, and frankly, so did I. Lambkins avenged the SaberCats this year. Lambkins fall 2-1, or SaberCats fall 2-1 to the Lambkins.
Well, thank you guys for watching this one. This has been SaberCats Sports coverage. You know, Shane Toger went out.
Yeah, Sean Toger did a nice job coming in out of the bullpen, Tyler. And what do you think the Lambkins did well today, Tyler?
Toger. He walked out there and he dominated on the mound, barely giving up any hits and not giving up any runs in about 5 innings of action. What a day from him.
And not a bad effort from the Fossil Ridge's own Easton Miller. I mean, give up 2 runs. He'll be credited with the loss on today's contest out on the mound, but the young man should hang his head pretty high. I mean, I think the SaberCats really just couldn't get past that arm of Sean Toger. And credit the young man. He came in well out of the bullpen. And as the Fort Collins fans will give their boys a hand as they will be really kind of taking that step, like we said earlier, to turn their season around. I mean, they came into this game at 4-7, and they're coming out at 5-7. And frankly, with a lot of upside. They played really well against Broomfield last week, and now they get the win over the Fossil Ridge team that's really been talented, had a big circle on a lot of people's calendars. So, you know, good for the young men over here at Fort Collins High School, picking up the win against Fossil Ridge. And we appreciate you tuning into our today's coverage of SaberCat Baseball and the SaberCat Sports Baseball Network. Again, my name is Bennett Johnson, and I was joined here today by Tyler Sellen. And thank you, and have a good night.